Times were tough, so I sold my soul. And I don't think I'll ever regain control. Devil looked me in the eye, now I look the other way. What else could I do? I just stood at the doorway, knew I'd rather be drunk with you. I'd rather be drunk.
Hey Internet, Dracofunk here, and welcome back to the 100 subscriber Rover Train to the South Pole special. And today I am looking over where I'm at and where I need to go. And I'm going to relocate the scouting aircraft. We have Jaylee Kerman. She's in there, and she is going to fly ahead and see what is up. And what is up is going to be her, hopefully. So it seems that I'm going to have to... I need to get around that little sandy indentation, so I'm going to have to head south a little bit and drive around that, and then head almost, well, more northwest. So to get to the South Pole today, we are going to have to go a little bit north. And that is because we have to get around this mountain range. And we're going to be following the coast for a little bit. And the terrain does not look as flat and hospitable as I would like. But that's okay. We are going to manage. There's the mun up in the sky. And as I'm coming up at that landing, it looks like I can land right here in front of the mountain. And I start that. I'm slowing myself down. Now I'm getting a little bit lower. And Jaylee does not like the look of this. And the more we come down, the more it's just not working out. So let's abort this landing. How about no, not even here. Let's get the gear up. Because if I land there, then I'm going to have trouble taking off. You can't just be thinking about, one aspect of this. Alright, this looks a little better. Let's slow down again. And do this in real time. And we have touchdown. Let's put on the brakes. Come to a complete stop. Shut the engines down. I said shut the engines down. All right. This time I think we're a good enough distance away that we can get a couple episodes. At least 2 before we get there. Let's switch back to the Rover train. And there we are. And now we're going to have to get around that little... it's not really a canyon. Oh, I should have sat here and recharged the batteries before last time. It's okay. I'm going to time accelerate, not while I'm driving, just while I'm waiting. So last week I was in the capital. I am now back at my usual residence. And we are off. And we are traveling through the hills, not to grandmother's house, unless grandmother lives in the South Pole. And then I guess we are. And now I'm going to have to get a grandmother Kerman and fly her to the South Pole. So, we are right now going. This is probably the only time I'm actually going to be heading south during most of this little stretch of today's trip. So, I have decided that I'm going to take the northern route around the mountain ranges. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea, but it is what I'm doing for now. And we're going around the mountain range, kind of where the aircraft is right now. And then between that, I'll have to make a choice to either stay on that go on the northwestern path, or switch to the southeastern path. And that is something that I'll probably have to use the aircraft for. I will probably have to send it back to refuel if I fly to the southern part. So that is, I'm really not sure. I think if I take the southern route, I'll have to do another river crossing, because there's another very small river that butts right up against the mountains again. And the other thing I need to figure out is how to get onto the ice sheet from either of the two routes. Because I've seen from orbit, and the southern one seems to have a much easier transition. That doesn't mean I can't do it from the northern route. I just haven't really had a chance to look. And that's another thing I'm going to have to go scout, but I need to know that before I commit to one route or another. And there is off to the right, the little low point that I was trying to drive around. And now I can start heading. Right now I'm heading pretty much due west. I am, as you say, westbound and down. Now, I, unlike Scott Manley, have seen Smokey and the Bandit. Or has Scott Manley seen Smokey and the Bandit? I don't remember. I remember he sang the song during his reusable space program where he was driving his, basically a Rover train. But he was on the surface of the Mun. He was relocating towards, I believe he was driving through the canyon to get to the crater. Or he was trying to drive out a little bit further in the crater. But anyway, I am, in fact, westbound and down. We are loaded up and trucking. I have 20 wheels rolling. We're going to do what they say can't be done. We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. We're westbound. Watch the Rover train run. Maybe I'll do a cover of that song for the next episode. Don't worry, it won't be long. And we are actually turning a little bit to the north. So we are in a north. We actually, 315 degrees is pretty much due northwest, as they say. And there are some pretty good hills along this direction. I'm going to keep my headings a little bit. Like, I think for now, like around 295 is a good heading to keep. 295, 300, somewhere in there. And I keep saying and a lot. Let's see if I can go the next 5 minutes without saying and. Starting now. But we are heading on a heading of 300. I want to say it so bad. So if we can just keep that heading, we'll be in good shape. Occasionally, I might have to turn this way or that to make sure we're attacking a hill in the correct direction so as to not tip over or have an accident. And I can say this, that I'm surprised during this whole trip, the 60 subscriber special where we drove this Rover train to the North Pole as well, I have not broken any tires, except for the time when I broke the whole Rover, the whole front of the Rover. Other than that, there's been no other major accidents. Only one major accident. And I fixed it in-game. And it was on the screen. And that is where I may have hit a hill too hard and the whole front of the Rover train went flying. I thought for sure some of my Kerbins would die, but luckily that did not happen. And just to give a reference to where we are, the scouting aircraft is just past that big mountain range. We can't see it right now, but when we zoom out you can see it, and that is where we are heading for now. I'm not heading directly towards that because there's a mountain in between where we are and where the aircraft is, and I don't want to drive through the mountain. But hey, if you haven't done so, like and subscribe to our channel. You can watch me and my reusable space program every week. We are almost to the conclusion. Well, almost. We're probably we are coming up towards the end of Season 2. We're on the last quarter, I would say. And I'm actually really far ahead with the uploads for that. As in, I think the episodes are already released. Well, not released. They are already uploaded all the way through at least the week of August 7th. So I'm about 3 weeks ahead. I haven't done the commentary. Actually, I haven't even edited the episode for the following week. And that is in the same save as this. But also, we do movie and occasionally TV show commentaries. We've been a little bit slacking with our TV show commentaries. We usually release those, but we've been busy, and we haven't had a chance to actually record any of those. I know me and Shaggy B would like to go back and finish the animated series, Star Trek, the animated series, that is. And we are continuing our journey through all the Marvel movies, not just the MCU, but all the Marvel movies. I think the next one coming out actually is Logan. But also, part of the MCU, the short of Team Thor. Or is it Team Thor? It might be Team Thor Part 2. I think we've already done Team Thor. But hey, our last video we did last week, 4 drink minimum, we are going to actually we've done a couple of these, and we're going to, because of the reaction to it, we're probably going to be doing some more. And that is, we did a public domain kung fu movie that has quickly became it's currently our second most popular video. But hey, we've come up to our stopping point for today. Let's just look around. So that's a good, almost a halfway between us and the scouting aircraft. We'll be hard pressed to make it all the way to the scouting aircraft next episode. I think if I really press, I can do it, but I also don't want to go too far. And I don't want to spoil anything about what's in orbit for the upcoming reusable space program episodes. However, there really shouldn't be that much in orbit. Just looking at the 2 routes I can possibly go. And my ultimate goal of the South Pole. Unfortunately, at this point, I actually am going to have to go a little bit north of the equator, it looks like. But oh well. Join us next time as we continue on this journey to the South Pole. Thanks, guys.